All right, looks like we are live. Welcome back, everybody. This is Matt, myself, and Scott over there with Stout Sportsmen. Today's video live stream, we are going to be talking about the first event for the Bassmaster Elite Series 2021. This is St. John's River down in Florida. What do you think, Scott?
Itching, got a little itch to go fishing. So we just have to watch fishing today, huh?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
week.
I'm excited. I'm going to be doing a lot of watching Bassmaster live. I got plenty of time, so I'm going to be watching plenty of fishing.
And check out, it's going to be on Fox Sports. I think it might either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. It's like it's like 8 a.m. I know it's at 8 a.m. And they're going to have a couple hours of coverage on Fox Sports.
It's takeoffs are at 7, so that gives an hour for those guys to get out and situated where they're going to be fishing. So, yep.
But I do see with the weather. Let's talk weather first.
Sure.
It's going to be one of those warm up there's going to be those rainy days. They're already calling for that.
Yeah.
But with that warm up, I see probably a mid morning to afternoon kind of flurry for those fish when that weather warms up.
Yes.
But,
yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, like precipitation wise, it looks like kind of 50-60% chance for a couple of those days, but kind of like your typical Florida weather. It's, it could rain for 5 minutes and then, the rest of the day could be sunny, or who knows? I mean, Florida's always a little weird, but
yeah.
But it'll be interesting weather-wise to see how the anglers react, whether they're fishing, bigger open water on the lake or up the rivers or whatnot.
Yeah. So Palatka, Florida, and the St. John's River is where they've had tournaments in 19 and 20 back to back.
Yes.
And 21 they're starting the season there too.
Good.
So 19 was a slugfest, and 20 was a shortened
right
tournament.
Yeah, it was a 3-day tournament. They ended up fishing Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I believe.
Yeah, and I think Monday was even shortened, so it was like almost like a 2.5 day type deal.
Right.
So you have 1 year where they crushed them, then you have 1 year that they scraped by. I don't know the term they use there. So this year, I don't think they're going to crush them, but I don't think they're going to scrape by. So it's going to be kind of a middle of the road type deal.
Yep. But we'll see. I mean, just the way that the weather plays out, a lot of the guys I think are going to have to kind of switch strategies. If they make it into day 3 and even Sunday, I think the strategies are going to change up quite a bit. But I think with that warmer weather earlier in the week, like right now, probably when they're practicing, things are going to change up by come Friday anyway, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. All right, so let's kick it off.
Yes.
Bucket A. And I think bucket A might be the most spread out bucket.
Right. Yeah.
And I agree with that. There's bucket A is I wish that bucket A was spread across the whole
across all the buckets, right?
Because there's so many guys in there that I would pick.
Right.
They're all stuck in this bucket. You have to pick one. And I'm welcoming back an old elite friend, Greg Hagen.
Yep. Yes. I like that pick. To me, it's a solid pick. I didn't pick him, but he's fared pretty well down there from what I've seen, anyways.
He's been over in Major League Fishing doing the Bass Pro Tour. So he hasn't been there since 16.
This is a 16, I think.
Yep. And he finished second to Mr. Clun.
Yep.
So he's a shallow water fisherman. If those fish move up, he's going to crush them. He's been there and he's done well there before. And I think he's also finished in 2014. They fished there and he finished in 16th.
Yeah.
And that's back when all the names were in the Elite Series.
Right. Yeah.
Not saying these guys are bums by any means, but
no, they're not. Definitely not. Well, there's a couple, but I won't say their names. for my A bucket pick, I was a little bit torn. I kind of was doing a little more research this morning before we came on, and I flip flopped a little bit. I originally had John Cox, and I kind of bumped him out. I'm going with Scott Canterbury. The last 2 years for the St. John's River, he's finished sixth last year and ninth in 2019. So me, I just like a little bit of consistency, and especially with Scott, one of the elder anglers out there. Doesn't really matter what weather you throw at him, he's going to be able to adjust and find the fish.
Yeah. Do you have any dark horses? I know we didn't talk about them beforehand. But other guys that kind of off
the. Just glancing down the A bucket list right here, Buddy Gross at 1.3. Okay. If you want to go there.
For me, I'm going two guys. Kyle Welcher.
Okay.
He did really well last year, but with Hackney there, I can't take Welcher. And then the man with the stash, Seth Fighter.
Okay. I'm going to throw one more. I'm going to throw one more 1%er in there too. Clark Wendlandt.
Yeah. I
1.1%. Come on. But I mean, like you said earlier, the A bucket. There's just so many hammers in there that you almost can't go wrong. So
and it's this bucket is these are your top guys in the Elite Series. So I know with Scott Canterbury and Clark, those guys have been around fishing forever, and they're gonna get their fish.
Yep.
And they're not known to swing for the fences, so it's not like they're gonna. Right. And I hate that term, swing for the fences and fishing, but they're gonna go get their fish, and they might not lead day one, but they're gonna probably make the cut.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's head over to B bucket.
B bucket. I mean, B bucket as well is there's a lot of excellent anglers in here too, and I didn't flip flop my guy, but I'm still kind of on the fence with him. Brandon Lester, 5.3%. Let me look. Where's he finished here? Lester. 2020 last year, he finished 35th, 12th in 2019, and 13th in 2016. So just kind of going with consistency. If they do end up fishing mostly river, he's a Tennessee guy, so he's used to fishing the TBA.
Yep.
That's where I was going with it. So
I am going for a pick that I think you're a little surprised with, but 13.2% of people agree with me. Chris Johnston.
Yeah, that did throw me off a little bit, but I see where you're coming from.
He finished second when it was crazy good, and then he finished 71st when it was crazy bad.
Right.
So I'm gonna take the average here and hope that he does somewhere in the middle or better.
Right. Yeah.
And he's from the north. He's from Canada, and I'm sure he wants to get down there and start off the season well. So
yeah, sure.
And I got the itch. I'm sure the elite anglers do too.
Yeah, I'm sure the majority of those guys have been fishing all winter long down south. Be a good bunch of them, but I don't know about the Johnson brothers or like Gussie. I'm not sure about any of them if they've, what kind of fishing they've been doing or ice fishing or something. But
another name in that bucket is Matt Airy. He's one of those other veteran guys.
Yes.
That has a solid finish all the time. He's at 7.2%, so you can pick him and make up some ground.
Yep.
Any other ones for you?
Not really. No, I mean, nobody really sticks out. That's like a low percentage, like under say 3 or 4%. Nobody's really sticking out to me.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie Hartman's always good. He's usually good to make a cut. And I really want to see what Taku Ito does this year.
Yeah, that'd be interesting because he was solid last year, especially up north.
Yeah, I mean he did really well with smallmouth, even though like he's never fished smallmouth before.
Right.
But then he kind of tailed off when they went back down.
When they went back down south, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm very interested to see how he does starting off this season.
Yeah. Yep. That'd be interesting. My other pick that I was kind of flip flopping back and forth between him and Lester was Drew Cook. At 19.7, he's one of the heavier favorites. Actually, I think he is the favorite. Yes. So I don't know. I'm going to stick with Lester just because he's that river guy.
All right, C bucket. I believe we agreed on C.
Yes, Drew Benton for C bucket. Yep. Close second for me is Keith Combs at 6.4%. I know Keith. He's that guy that likes to crank, whether it's lipless or whatever. But he was a close second for me.
So the last 2 years, Drew Benton, 26th in 2020, at 21st in 2019,
and fourth in 2016.
Yep. So you got a good. He's made cuts.
Consistent. Yep.
Day threes and day fours. So he's consistent. And to me, at 30%, I don't see another guy on that list that I'm going to break away from the chalk to pick.
Correct. Yep.
So I'm gonna take that pick. I'm not going to pick Gerald until he shows me.
Nope.
Gerald Swindle. Until he shows me a good finish, I can't put my money in that bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking at the only other guy that has a decent percentage is Brandon Cobb. I really like Brandon Cobb, but I don't know enough about him in Florida. Like if he's on Chickamauga or somewhere up in Georgia, South Carolina, where he's from, I'm more comfortable. But I think I want to say Hallman picked Cobb.
Yes, I think he did.
Yeah.
Cobb 43rd last year and 20th in 2019. So decent finishes, but I'm definitely not going to pick him yet.
No.
I'm gonna stay chalk there.
Yep. I think that's a smart move for sure. What do we have? D bucket.
D.
Yes. Now this one, it can be a little tricky. I'm going with the hometown boy, Cliff Prince. He's from Palatka, Florida, which is where they're fishing. 31.5%, and he's finished pretty well. Let's see, fourth last year, 17th in 2019, 6th in 2016, and a dismal 56th in 2014. But home field advantage, I'll call it that. I can't really go against it. I know John Cruz is a heavy pick as well, but even finishing second last year, he still needs to prove something to me before I'm ever going to touch him.
Yep. I think the big thing with John Cruz is he's made our dark blacklist.
Right.
And until he digs himself out, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So.
And even if Cruz fishes Sunday, day 4, and he gets a top 10, that's still not enough for me to want to pick him later on. I need to see
consistency.
I need to see 2 out of 3 tournaments where he's finishing top 20 before I can get somewhat comfortable with him again.
Yeah. So I took the guy below him, Lee Livesey, 9%. So
yep.
He's definitely not chalk in this group.
No. Nope.
And just pull up. He finished 6th in 2019. Not so well in 2020 with 84th.
Mm-hmm.
So again, another guy who's on both sides the last 2 years. I'm thinking it's going to be more better than worse. So I'm going to pick him. Got the monkey off his back last year with a win.
Right.
On a tough Chickamauga. So I think he fishes a little freer and does a little better.
Did Lee get a first place at the end of last year?
Yeah, on Chickamauga.
Yeah, Chickamauga. Okay, that's right. Yep.
So to me, I mean, starting off, I'm going to take a couple chances, and I'm not going far off of the top guys, but I'm not picking chalk. The only guy I picked chalk was Drew Benton.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here with my picks, but I'm not going to go too crazy.
Okay. One other angler who is my absolute dark horse for D bucket is Destin Demarion. He's from Grove City, Pennsylvania, which is halfway between Erie and Pittsburgh. But for the last couple of years, he has been spending an awful lot of time in the winter down in Florida fishing on the St. John's. So if you're looking for a dark horse at 1.4%, Destin is your guy.
One guy I see on there now, and I got to mention him, is Matthew Robertson.
Okay.
People know him as the Onum guy. So he has a hat that says Onum, and he also he also has the hat that says Awful.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at his profile pic right here. All right. Yep.
Yep. He is a character.
Yeah.
And I think if he does well, it's going to bring some eyes to fishing, because he is definitely a character, and he battled a lot last year to get there.
Yeah.
I think he had some boat trouble. He had his gear stolen. Down in Texas. So he's had a rough go to get there.
Yeah.
But he kept clawing, and he made it. So he's a cool story.
He came in through the opens, right?
Yep. Yeah. He fished all the opens, and he made it.
Nice.
He did. I think he won an event, so I think we'll see him at the Classic.
Oh, really? Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. So he's a character. So keep your eye open for that. He's definitely
for the weigh-ins. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You get him and Mercer up on stage. That should be a good time.
I'm sure that if we talked to Mercer and we asked him who he's looking forward to, interviewing, I think Robertson would make his list.
Right. Well, the easiest interview for Mercer is always going to be Swindle, because he can just hand the mic over and walk away, and 30 minutes later he's still talking.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to E group.
All right.
So we have let's adjust the Clun in the room.
Well, let's see. I'm going to throw Rick Clun's name out there. He finished first in 2019, first in 2016. Last year was 75th, and not much. Yeah, 65th in 2014. So he's either hot or he's cold. And I understand the 41.8%. And as of right now, he is my pick for E-Bucket. But it will come down to a game time decision coin flip between him and Kelly J.
And you just said my guy's name, Kelly J.
Yes.
And Kelly, get on the right guy here.
Kelly did third last year, 11th in 2019, and 64th in 2016.
Yep. So he's had two good finishes in the last two tournaments there. So I figured, as much as Clun is being picked, I'm gonna gamble against Kelly J doing better and beating 41.8% of people with a Kelly J pick.
Yeah. I was thinking about our previous year winner, Donnie. I was thinking about some of his strategies he was telling us about when you get a chalk pick over 40% to go with that. And I really, really want to. But at the same time, he's just way too hot and cold for me.
Yeah, I mean, let me just pull up. Rick Clun has 465 tournaments.
Jeez.
He's been in the Classic 32 times. He's won 4 of them. And he has 16 first place finishes. So the guy can win.
He's a winner. And
how much got that in the tank?
Yeah. That's a lot of experience, though.
Yeah.
It's hard to go against that. Because what happens if he finishes first and Kelly J says he's got a mechanical and he can't fish or whatever the case may be, then that puts us way, way behind. So I don't know. That may be a coin flip.
I think this is the toughest one to pick, even though it's 41.8% of people think he's going to do well.
Yeah.
But he's in E group.
Yep.
So you can see it both ways. Yeah, he might do good, but there's a reason he's in E group right now. So
right. Because that consistency isn't there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 1946 he was born.
Wow. That's like the end of World War II right there.
Yep. So what is it? 75 years old. He's fishing tournaments. I hope I have that.
1946. He's only 30 years older than me. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, he's been around the block. He actually won his first classic title in '76. So I mean,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard to go against that much experience, and I think if the weather does change, how it looks like it's going to, it might be a better pick to take him because he's got more experience with changing weather. But is that experience, has he put it to good use and benefited or not? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a red and black pick, you know.
Absolutely. And I know the one pundit, I can't remember. I think it was Robbins, I think, who said, if you don't pick Clun, you don't have a soul. And I got a good chuckle out of that one, but I'm like, yeah, I understand, but you got to look at the other side of the coin too.
Yeah. All right. What do you have for your weight?
As well, I kind of jumped around with some weights. Originally, I think I was like in the 70s, and then this morning I was looking at weights, and I went to 85.9, and just before we came on, I dropped it down to 81.8. And I think I dropped it a little bit because of I think with the weather changing a little bit, that might lighten up the bags just a little bit. So we'll see. I'm going to go with 81 pounds, 8 ounce.
I have a little more faith. Not that much because it's only 86.4. So you're not. I mean, over a 4-day tournament, you're only talking, ounces.
Okay.
So 86.4. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be a catch fest, but I also don't think it's going to be horrible.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see possibly a 30-pound bag. Maybe on the first day, you got that hotter weather. You can catch some of those, some of those fish spawning possibly. So 30, I don't think is out of the question, but we'll see.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to get fishing going again.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot wait to get the boat out.
It's 21 degrees here. I don't know what it is down where you're at, but definitely cold.
Erie is 23.
Yeah,
23 degrees in Erie, so not quite enough.
Yeah, so I'm building some rods, trying to keep my itch not too scratched.
Yeah. But, what rods are you working on at the moment?
Yours.
Mine, exactly.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah, Scott's building me a jerkbait rod.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that for early springtime.
Yep, those videos will be coming out soon.
Yeah.
The first one's already out with us talking about it.
Yep.
Second one is pretty much filmed. I'm just waiting for it to be finished and dried, and then I'm going to do a little talk. But most of it's already done.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're spinning. They're spinning over there.
All right. Anything else you want to cover for? There's a couple things. I said earlier, takeoffs are at 7 a.m. Make sure you get your rosters locked by 6 a.m. Thursday morning. Takeoffs start at 7 on Thursday, but the rosters lock out at 6 a.m. So make sure you got your rosters in. We have to make sure our Stout Sportsman pick is in because we missed a couple entries last year.
Yeah, I think we can talk about that there in a few minutes after the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stout Sportsman still has to join the
Ooh.
group.
And I did talk to Ann. Ann has to join still.
We are at 75 right now.
Nice.
We have
Good.
75 people that joined our group. And I will mention right now that when when this tournament starts, I am screenshotting the list. I'm not going to close it out or make it private or anything. It's still going to be public, but I'm screenshotting the list. And those people that are on the screenshots can win the rod and reel.
Okay.
We don't want anybody coming in at like a couple tournaments in because they're on a hot streak trying to win everything.
Right.
This is for people that join before the season starts, and get you a rod and reel.
Yeah. Yep. Fair.
But we're at 75. We were shooting for 80 to 100, so I think we're on track.
Yep. Yeah, we should be able to hit that.
Yep. So yeah, make sure you join. Share with your friends. Comment on our video if you have any questions.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, football's over with now, so you got to have some kind of fantasy something or other going on. So why not try fishing? You might learn something. So
yeah, and I think when you have something to follow like fantasy fishing, you pay attention more. You get into fishing a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I know it definitely around here we watch weigh-ins on the big screen.
Yep.
All right, Matt.
All righty.
This is it for our first show of the season.
Yes.
I think we're gonna do recap videos this year.
Yeah, we'll do a recap video. It'll probably be probably next week, Monday, probably roughly same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think there's very many back-to-backs, so we don't have to worry about too many times or
right. Right.
So just stay tuned. Like and share our videos. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because we could use your help.
Yeah, we could. That'd be great.
All right, for Matt and Scott, this is Stout Sportsman. Stay stout, and we are out.